Hey everyone, welcome to another Business Basics Hub Explainer. Today, we're cutting through the alphabet soup and breaking down exactly what LLCs, S-Corps, and C-Corps actually are. If you're a beginner business owner, you've probably heard these legal letters thrown around, and honestly, it can feel incredibly overwhelming. But don't worry, we're going to make it super simple today.
Now, real quick before we jump in, remember that this explainer is strictly for educational purposes, all right? It is not intended as legal, tax, or financial advice. Every business is a little bit different, so always make sure to consult with a professional for your specific situation.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover what business structures actually are, why picking the right one matters, compare the pros and cons, run through a simple 10-step guide to forming one, and then wrap up with the most common beginner mistakes you definitely need to avoid.
Let's dive into part 1. What are business structures? We're defining the legal shields for your business.
First up is the LLC, which stands for Limited Liability Company. This one is incredibly popular for beginners, and for good reason. It provides a fantastic, simple legal shield. Think of it like a solid brick wall standing right between your business and your personal life. If the business ever gets sued, your personal property stays protected. Plus, it keeps things incredibly simple by passing your business profits directly through to your personal tax return, which completely avoids any corporate-level taxes. Next up, the S Corporation. Now, what's really interesting here is that an S Corp isn't actually a brand new legal entity that you build from scratch. It's actually just a special tax choice, an election that you make with the IRS for an LLC or corporation you already have. You get that same great legal protection, but it lets active business owners save a ton of money on self-employment taxes. You do this by splitting your income into a reasonable salary and business profits. Pretty clever, right?
Finally, we have the C Corporation. This is the big leagues. It's a fully independent legal entity and the default structure used by massive publicly traded companies. It is perfectly designed if you want to bring in outside venture capital investors, mostly because there are zero limits on who can own shares. But there's a major drawback for small businesses: double taxation. The corporation pays taxes on its profits, and then you get taxed all over again when you take that profit home as a dividend.
Moving right along to part 2, why your structure matters. Basically, the stakes of doing business.
As a beginner business owner, you might be sitting there wondering, why do I even need to care about this? Can't I just keep things completely informal, operate under my own name, and skip all the extra paperwork? Well, operating just as yourself, what the law calls a sole proprietorship, is incredibly risky.
Here is the absolute crucial point. Formalizing your business is your ultimate safety net. It literally protects your personal bank account, your home, your car, the whole shebang if a business deal goes south or you face a lawsuit. Without it, you are personally on the hook for everything. Beyond safety, choosing the right structure is the master key to unlocking serious tax savings, and it instantly builds that professional credibility when you're trying to land new clients or secure a business bank loan.
All right, part 3, pros and cons compared. Let's find your perfect fit. Let's put these three head-to-head. The real takeaway here is who they're best for. LLCs, they are the most flexible, have the easiest setup, and are generally the absolute best starting point for beginners and solo business owners. S-Corps definitely take a bit more work, but they are a total game changer for lowering self-employment taxes once your business is consistently profitable and you're actively working in it. And C-Corps, they're the hardest to maintain and get hit with that double taxation. So reserve that route strictly for when you plan to raise big investor capital or go public.
Actually, I want to pause on the S Corp for just a second, because a lot of folks hear tax savings and immediately want to jump right in. Just keep in mind that with an S Corp, you absolutely get fantastic tax savings, but you have to weigh that against some strict rules. You've got to run a formal payroll system, pay yourself a reasonable W-2 salary, and you're strictly limited to a maximum of 100 US-based owners. It's a trade-off. You're doing a bit more paperwork to keep more of your money.
Part 4, 10 Steps to Form 1. This is your universal creation guide.
The first 5 steps happen right at the state level. Number 1, pick your home state. Don't try to get fancy with out-of-state registrations just yet. 2, lock in a totally unique business name that nobody else is using. 3, appoint a registered agent. This is really just a person or a service available during normal business hours to accept illegal mail for you. 4, file your official formation documents, usually called Articles of Organization, with the state and pay the fee. And 5, draft your internal rules document, like an operating agreement, so you have a clear plan for exactly how your business is run.
Okay, bringing it home with the final operational steps. Step 6, get your free EIN from the IRS website. Think of it like a social security number for your business. Step 7 is absolutely critical. Open a separate business bank account. Step 8. Grab any local business licenses your city requires. Step 9. If you do want that S-Corp status, you have exactly 75 days to file your tax election form with the IRS. And finally, Step 10. Maintain that legal shield by filing your simple yearly state report and paying the annual fee.
Almost done. Part 5. Common beginner mistakes. Let's look at the pitfalls to avoid.
The absolute biggest mistake, and honestly the fastest way to get your legal shield completely thrown out in court, is commingling funds. That means treating your business bank account like a personal piggy bank to buy groceries or pay your personal rent. Just don't do it. Another huge pitfall is missing that strict 75-day IRS deadline for the S-Corp election. If you miss it, you're stuck waiting until next year. Beginners also tend to mess up by picking a highly complex C-Corp when they have absolutely zero plans to court venture capitalists. And finally, if you do use an S-Corp, don't pay yourself an unreasonably low salary just to dodge taxes. The IRS will absolutely penalize you for that. Keep it fair and keep it separate.
Wrapping things up with final thoughts and next steps, protecting your business future.
So there you have it. You now have the plain English knowledge to protect your personal assets and optimize your taxes. You understand the incredible flexibility of the LLC, the tax tricks of the S-Corp, and the big investor power of the C-Corp. Which really leaves us with just one big question. What legal structure are you going to start building today to protect your future?
If this explainer gave you some much-needed business clarity today, please go ahead and give it a like. Share it with a fellow entrepreneur who is just starting out. And make sure to hit subscribe and turn on those notifications for more simple, no-fluff business guidance from us here at Business Basics Hub. We're here to help you grow. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Just a quick final reminder that laws and requirements vary widely depending on your state and your individual situation. So always consult a qualified tax or legal pro to make sure your new business structure perfectly fits your specific needs. Keep building, stay protected, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.